Peace.
What's happening?
How we doing? Yeah.
I'm doing great. I don't know about you.
Oh, we're doing just fine, man. We're doing just dandy.
Great morning.
Yeah, good lifting. So, without further ado, guys, Landon, talk to him a little bit about what's going on right here.
Well, we got a new pre-workout. It's called Raw Dog. And it's kind of changing the pregame up a little bit. We were fortunate enough to really try and sample it out before it officially hits the market.
Yeah.
But we'll put the link to an email of who you can contact to get it. It's a great pre-workout.
And here's the thing about this, guys. Is a lot of pre-workouts are really heavy on caffeine. And I myself, I'm caffeine sensitive, so I don't like a ton of caffeine. So it really doesn't have too much caffeine, but what it has, the proper branched chain amino acids to give you that skin-splitting pump, guys. So we'll put that email at the bottom of the screen. It's $10 for a 10-serving container, $20 for a 20-serving container, which is also very cheap for pre-workout.
Tastes great, works great. Check it out if that's your kind of thing.
You're into that sort of thing, I don't know. And also, we can always talk about modest wealth, guys. Again, if you have an idea, you're a young entrepreneur, you want to take that to the next level, we have trained professionals to help you take an idea and turn it into a tangible business. I also got that luxury clothing line that we
Luxury clothing line
out here. So
I'm finally on.
Yeah, right.
So.
Let's go. So Peter's 25% off. It's already cheap stuff, guys. So yeah, that's what we're doing right there.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So, this morning, guys, I always talk about driving force and purpose, right? In my last speaking engagement, that's all it was about, right? My driving force, my family, something that's bigger than yourself. So this morning, bro, we just talked about this, but I got up and I was kind of in a weird headspace. You know what I mean? I was kind of having a lot of self-doubt, and I was doing meditation. I made some tea. I was reading little books, like try to get excerpts, looking up videos online to how to get out of this headspace.
Doing everything you can.
Everything for hours. And it was me. And we had a plan to be at the weight room at 8:30, right? And he shoots me a text at between 8:30 and 9, yo, what's going on? I didn't answer for a full hour because I was read. It's all about me. I'm researching how I can not feel like this anymore, right? So I wasted 2 hours that I could have been using productively because we could have went to the weight room and had some extra time. But instead, I was worrying about read for 2 hours, and I forgot about my driving force. So once we got to the weight room, it hit me. I was like, it's not all about me. I forgot about my mom. I forgot about my dad. Sometimes you're going to wake up in a bad headspace, and you think about that driving force, and that you got to get up. You don't have a choice. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking read, and it's sometimes that alarm clock and some different things can outweigh me.
Absolutely.
So I forgot, Mr. Driving Force forgot about his driving force this morning.
Hey man, it happens. Happens to the best of us. Mm-hmm. It's good that you can remember what it is that quickly.
Right.
It only took you an hour or two to get back on track. Like, oh yeah.
Oh shoot.
Now the next time I'm feeling like that, when I wake up, I can catch it a little quicker.
Right.
Because something to learn from.
Something to learn from.
Learned a lot from this morning.
Yeah. If nothing else.
So, yeah.
It's 2 hours of wasted time, cashed in for a learning experience.
Exactly. Like I said, so tomorrow if you wake up feeling
a little crummy,
you're gonna know exactly where to go.
Yeah, right.
So,
nothing really bad happened. I was just feeling a little crummy, like you said.
Just feeling down.
Get up.
It happens, yeah. Get your ass up.
To everybody. Man, talk to me about kind of experience you had yesterday with that high energy positive environment that we found ourselves in.
Oh man, it put my mind in a good and a weird place because we talked a lot about things that made me question what I believe in,
right?
Which is super necessary. Mm-hmm. I don't want to spend too much of my energy stressing about what do I really believe, what happens when, what have you. But
all that.
Yeah, it's a long conversation,
right?
Which it was.
No conversation. Long conversation.
But it was really cool to get around minds that were able to put their phones down for hours and just be able to talk. And it did a lot for me, mentally.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was really stimulating mentally. We had hours worth of conversation. We went out to eat, and then we took it back to the house, and conversation never died.
And look at how positive the environment was. Like, we were playing blackjack. We were with Dylan and
It was
Brooke
some
Martinez.
old-fashioned, like, hanging out. Like
Yeah,
I said,
right.
nobody's on their phones.
No.
We had a football game playing in the background, but we're sitting there playing blackjack.
Guitar, drums.
on the what was it called?
It's like you sit on it and play a drum. I don't know. It's news to me. I never.
We
seen
were
it
all
before.
just like, we were collabing on
On a mixtape.
on a,
So my big thing from that is I was right after it all hit me. I'm like, all right, so now it's been 4+ hours. This was Dylan and Brooke Martinez, by the way. We've mentioned them before. God bless your souls. 4+ hours of high energy, right? Thinking, getting to spaces where we're questioning, bouncing ideas off each other, and growing. Just improvement. That's any conversation. The end result in our minds in that space was improvement. We wanted to improve. No matter what was brought up, it's like, all right, well, the agenda at the end of this conversation is to improve in some way, right? You get in some environments, and we always talk about this, and this is why I like Landon so much, right? Because no matter what, even the day I met him when we were 14, he didn't talk bad about people. That wasn't like how he surrounded his conversations when I would talk to you, right? And especially in high school when people are so interested in what other people are doing, you know, constantly downplaying people. And that's still true to this day.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, you know, talk to me a little bit about the difference between being in that environment where you're trying to improve and there's just so much positivity and like quality conversation, and then being in a space where, you know, you're talking about other people.
I mean, not a lot is going to come from conversations surrounded by, or conversations based on other people.
Right. Like that's the
If you're sitting
all you're
there
talking about.
talking about somebody else in a way that's not promoting growth or thought in your mind besides like, oh, screw this guy, or like I don't like how he does this or that.
That's the end of it all.
What's the whole point of that? And that's like you said, you haven't really heard me talking bad about people. And that's why. It's because I feel like regret within myself for wasting thought, energy, time talking about something that's so unproductive.
Yeah.
And it's just negative.
It literally
nothing
isn't,
coming from that
It
for me.
can't bring anything to you.
I mean, it brings some people there's some people that just love gossip.
Well, it's like an opiate.
Yeah.
For me, like it's like a drug. Like, oh, did you see the shoes that Becky had on the other day? And it's like, oh, you just shot up some dope or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like cheap entertainment. Because on the hierarchy of things, like on some kind of
It's easy is the thing.
right, but
it's really easy.
Check
to
me
do
out
it.
on some perceived social hierarchy, right? By virtue of you slamming this person and bringing them down, and this like if me and you were talking bad about someone, we're bringing them down. We just feel like we're climbing up some notches on a proverbial hierarchy that's not even real.
And the sooner that you realize how false of a facade that is, I think the better off you'll be, because it's bringing you higher in that ladder, whatever spectrum that is.
Insecurity
when
ladder.
when you cannot speak about somebody,
We can just
or
not
when
do
you
that
can
ladder.
hear somebody doing that and be like, or just not engage in the conversation at minimum.
Want to get up out of here.
Yeah.
Right. You know, that merges directly into what you want to talk about. Being attentive, right, to the friends and how your friends talk about other people when you're talking to them.
Yeah. Just be attentive to how people speak about other people when they're not around.
That's so deep.
It's deep.
And that happened.
And it'll make you think.
Man, that happened to me in a situation where I was with my buddies and like they were like lightheartedly kind of poking fun at our other friends, like just like roasting them, but
Yeah, it was light.
it was really light, but it's still they weren't there, they weren't present to defend themselves. And I was like, man, this is why I mess with Landon so hard, because I know when I'm not here, there's a 0% chance of my man slamming me to you guys. And you guys are saying this to me about all other homies that aren't right in here.
Right.
What happens when I,
Right.
you know what I mean?
What are you saying about
What
me
are you
when I
saying
leave?
about me? There's no way. It's like, no, Reed's great. Yeah,
Nothing,
because
yeah.
everybody you're talking about is great.
Yeah, right.
Man.
Even if you are close with those people, you know. Again, what are you saying about me when I'm not in the
I'm
room?
not present.
And it's something that I don't really think about a lot. I've started thinking about it lately since we first brought it up. But it's definitely something to pay attention to. Because
Right.
that's who you're surrounding yourself by.
And I wasn't really paying attention to it too much because there's people around me all the time that are
All the
constantly have literally nothing good to say about someone. Like if they get brought up in any context, they're like, bro, they're not all that. Like if they play football, I mean, so many football players hate on other players. I'm like, you guys a team?
Yeah.
Why you? Don't you want them to do good? Because it doesn't sound like you want them to succeed.
What do you think that is?
Again, the hierarchy. By me talking about he does a poor job of getting around the edge and he can't really tackle. That's but I can tackle a little better than them.
Is that just human instinct to want to be the best at things?
I think it's insecurity. Because if your human instinct is to be the best football player you can possibly be, you're giving 100% of your energy towards yourself, your training regimen, your recovery, your sleep, everything to be the best. You're right, to be the best football player you can possibly be. You need to give all your energy to yourself. Like Kobe in basketball court. Kobe's only worried about Kobe and how good he can be. If you're giving energy towards someone else just to try to bring them down, so hopefully you go above them, that's not natural competitive nature. That's insecurity.
100% agree. Now that you lay it out like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I was telling my little brother, because like he's trying to be on the varsity team. Shout out to Bubba Peters, amazing athlete, great kid.
Yeah, Bubs.
He played varsity football this year, got pulled up as a sophomore, started at corner, and now he's playing basketball, and that's his real passion. And he's trying.
Got a wetter.
He's got a jumper.
Got a wet ball.
And he's trying to play varsity as a sophomore because he's thinking UCLA. He wants to go high D1. That's his goal. So he's in a position where he's in tryouts and he's like, "There's no question I'm the best point guard. At White Bear." And I'm like, "You probably are." I'm like, I can't guard you. Right. And I'm way bigger than you, way older. Yes, you probably are. But the thing is, there's no way that's gonna help you. You going up to your buddies in the locker room, like, yeah, don't you think I'm better than him? Isn't gonna get you playing time.
I personally I more so respect the dude that keeps his mouth shut and lets his hustle, lets his work do the talk for him. I respect that infinitely more than somebody who talks themselves up as the best in whatever category.
Whatever it may be.
Yeah. Personally.
I think you're right. I think you're exactly right. I know it's an opinion, but I think that opinion is right. Because I know people that always like, yeah, no, I know, I'm pretty good at cover two or pretty good at this and that. And I'm like, dude, why are you? I just watched the game. Like I just watched you play, and now after the game, you're telling me what you're good and bad at. I can go watch the film and figure that out for myself.
Yeah.
That's the proof, right?
Yeah.
And that applies to anything in life. I don't need you to tell me, like, yeah, I'm a pretty dynamic speaker. I just watched you.
Yeah, right.
I don't need to hear that.
Right. Proof is in the pudding.
Shouldn't I be the one to tell you that?
Right.
You're a
Yeah.
dynamic speaker.
And that whole being attentive to the things being said around you and just how people are acting when blah, blah, blah. That ties into also paying attention to what you're soaking up without realizing it. The music that you're listening to.
Yeah,
What you're feeding your mind, body, and soul.
definitely.
What you're watching. Just all these different things play a role in your day-to-day life and how you're thinking, because they influence your thoughts, whether you like it or not.
No question.
Thoughts become actions, so
right.
it's just something good to pay attention to.
No question.
But what?
And
Sound like you're gonna say something.
For sure, because I'm like, you just said that influences your thoughts. Yeah. What it does is we spend something crazy right now, like 85, the average, young adult spends like 85% of their time consuming media in one way or another. Throughout your daily life, you're consuming some form of media, like an advertisement, a television that's on your phone, music, something you're consuming this media. And the thing is, also, 85% of the time, your subconscious brain is what's active. It's not your conscious. You're not completely conscious. You're only completely conscious like 15% of the time, on average. So if most of your time is spent consuming media and most of your time is spent in a subconscious state, then you're subconsciously absorbing whatever you surround yourself with. And that's what is going to create, like you said, your thoughts.
That's what's creating you.
Your thoughts, like you said, and then your actions.
Yeah. Wow. The whole subconscious thing. I didn't know.
Bonkers.
85%. It's a lot.
It's a lot of time.
So just be wary of what you're feeding yourself, not only physically.
What do you do to try to put yourself to consume like positive media, positive music? Like how do you consciously try to do that?
Yeah, I do. I've been switching up what I listen to, music-wise, because I listen to a lot of music. And I'm a big fan of hip-hop and rap music. It's done a lot for me. It's gotten me through a lot of things in my life. But sometimes it just doesn't feed my soul, or whatever you want to say is being fed.
Right.
It doesn't feed it what I feel like it needs to be fed. And so I'll listen to some Chris Stapleton while I'm cooking or something, and it'll just bring me to a different place than genres that I'm usually used to listening to do. And it's super necessary for me personally. But that's something that I'll do. I'll think twice about what I'm going to throw on, what kind of documentary I'm going to watch, or am I just going to watch The Punisher and just be mindless for 2 hours?
Right.
I try to stay away from that, but at the same time, it's good to kind of get away.
There's
for
a place
while.
for
And just,
it.
Yeah, there's a place for it. Just let entertainment do its thing and relax. But majority of the time, I try to take a step back and think about what's going to benefit me more than not.
Right.
And try to tune into that.
I try I have weight room music, and I have music that I can't listen to on my, like driving somewhere, just on.
Yeah, I'm not listening to System of a Down when I'm driving in my car.
That puts you in a weird place.
In the weight room, it's on repeat. Yeah.
And like there's some music that really like I emerged from the weight room and I was listening to it driving somewhere, and at the end of the day I'm like, I feel really internally sad. These guys are really like, they make music, like they pride themselves on making music for like sad and lost people, and it's like they have heavy 808s and the beats are go crazy. So in the gym I'm just trying to listen to that.
Yeah.
But when you listen to it outside, I'm like, whoa, I'm not like you guys.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be dark.
Yeah.
If that's your thing, that's how you branded yourself. But I'm off that.
That's fitting for when I'm trying to eat some weights. But
Right.
Maybe not.
I'm getting a pretty dark place.
Maybe not, yeah. But at the same time, can't listen to Erykah Badu when I'm in the weight room. I don't know about you.
I do though. Some days
that's special.
I turn on the
'cause-
Usher. And you know,
Oh man.
I don't know what it is, but some.
Okay, that's up tempo though. That's a little more
You're talking about
jazzercise type music. I'm
Jazzercise,
talking about
bro?
some. Oh, you know.
that goes
You're
crazy.
not gonna find me.
I feel you. Yeah. No, you like your up tempo stuff for sure.
Oh, very much so.
Can we take a bathroom break and just cut to the next scene?
All right, we're all good.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back.
Okay, so something I want to mention is, I always talk about this. Micronutrients are so important.
Your micros.
The micros, because your body, every some odd days replaces its cells entirely. Like you're constantly creating new cells, and old ones go out. Right?
Yeah.
That's why people always say when you're in your bed and you see like dust or something like that, that's dead skin
Dead
cells.
skin.
So your body's recreating itself every certain period of time.
Yeah.
So what you're putting in physically into your body is what's creating those cells. Because if you don't eat and you stop eating, eventually you die and your body disintegrates.
Yeah.
If you keep eating, you gain more body.
Yeah.
So that just shows you directly that what you're eating is becoming you.
Yeah, it's not
Straight up.
not too complicated.
Right. So if I have to advise someone to take one micronutrient, if they're like, Reed, give me just one thing and I'll stay consistent with that. You already know the deal.
Oh.
Spirulina. And Andrew's going to give me crap for this because he's like, man, that's your favorite word. So spirulina, I've been taking like some couple 1,000% of the daily recommended dose for a very long time, like 7-8 months now, every single day. And what it has is a property called stem cell genesis, meaning if your body has an ailment or some kind of disease, or if you hurt something in your body, it creates stem cells directly in the area where you need it. And I was telling you about this when I was freaking out because I learned about this really recently. I've just been taking it because I'm like, oh, it's really good for your soul and it's all this kind of stuff. I sprained my ankle playing some ball, right? And it was like, it wasn't the worst sprain in the world, but it was like my ankle inflated.
Sprained your ankle.
Up to a balloon and I couldn't step on it for the first night. My ankle was sprained.
Yeah.
Straight up. 3 days later, and I've had so many sprained ankles. I played ball my whole life. So many. And it's always 2 weeks of
new.
debilitation.
Right.
3 days later, swelling is almost reduced to nothing. And I was like shooting.
Yeah.
Like not really jumping and cutting, but I was like, we were playing 21. I was like shooting. I was fine.
Could do stuff.
Could walk normal.
Yeah.
And then I found out, I'm like, wow. From months and months of me being consistent with this nutrient, my body has created so many cells based on that spirulina I've been putting in my body that when something happened and disaster struck,
It had to have played a role.
it had to have.
Because I've never taken spirulina, and I sprained my ankle back in August.
Yeah.
Took me at least a month
A minute.
to get back to shooting some shots.
Right.
So for that to be 3 days,
Being good.
that's wild, first of all. I don't know if that's directly attributed solely just to spirulina.
Well, I take a bunch of other stuff too.
Right. All that is.
And
just
I look at it,
working
I spend
wonders.
so much money on this stuff. I hope that it would have
Yeah, seriously.
it help a little bit, you know, because it's not even like the day after you start taking the stuff, you're like, I feel great. But when you sprain your ankle and it heals really quick, it's kind of like, oh, that's the reason I spent all this money on this stuff.
Haha. Does pay off.
Eventually.
Yeah. Nice, dude. I should probably get on the spirulina game.
I've been trying to give you that,
Or just the greens in general.
the organic
dude.
green juice
I
complex.
do not get enough greens.
And you can get an organic green juice complex where you just take a powder, scoop of powder, put it in some water every single day, and you got all your micronutrients. And we were at GNC,
I'm sleeping
and I was looking at you
on
across
that.
from, I was like, yo,
I know.
spend
I was
$30.
just already spending more than I
Some
wanted
pills,
to, and
yeah.
I was like, nah, next time. Haven't made it back, so I'm gonna make that priority.
For sure, man. Talk to me about bulking season.
Bulking season,
Sizzin.
we're going crazy.
Yeah.
We're going pretty wild. Gained like somewhere around 10 pounds in the past month.
Right.
And so that's exciting for me because
big.
I had a hard time gaining weight for years.
Yeah.
So to see it all start to come to fruition is very rewarding.
So you pay dividends.
Paying dividends.
Very
Hard
rewarding.
work.
Right.
It's just fun, dude.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's like I have fun seeing transformations and progress. It's really, like I said, if I could get paid to just work out and take care of my body, that would be so ideal.
Game over.
So ideal.
Game over. So it's about getting to that point.
Getting to that point, figuring that
What
out.
a great driving force. I want to get to a point where that's everything.
Yeah, that would be incredible.
Man, no question. You have anything else to say on that?
Nope.
What would Landon Crosley do? Cue the music. All right, WWLCD, man, my favorite segment of the week.
Spit it.
All right, so we're gonna start off
Give it
like I
to
always say, lights, and then we come over. We turn on one. All right, so a car is parked, taking up like a 25% of your driveway. It's really snowy out everywhere, right? Ice, snow, the whole nine. You're living in a busy section of town, like next to campus. So students are just trying to find a parking spot to go to campus, to go to class.
And they're like, their butt end is
And say like
covering
this
a
is
good
the
portion of my
this is the driveway, and their butt end's covering like 25% of it.
Yeah.
You come out of your house and you're like, oh. No, it's not affecting you. You're not trying to leave like out of your driveway. It's not like affecting your day at all. And even if you needed to, you could get around that.
Okay.
How do you handle that? Is what it is?
Is what it is.
What if the same car is there?
If you're doing that for
Habitually.
Yeah, okay, if that's a habit, I'm gonna try to catch you when you're walking to or from your car. Be like, yo, sorry, but if you could stay out of the front of my driveway, that would be super appreciated. Just, cause.
So you wait to see
Or I'd
them?
probably write a note.
Oh yeah, there it goes.
I mean, it would take a lot for me to write a note, though.
They'd have to do it
You'd have to be doing that for a week or two
Really?
straight. Yeah.
So if they did it one time and you're like, and they do it a second time and you had to move around them to back out of your driveway, you're not like,
Okay,
all right, okay.
Okay, yeah. Maybe after 2 or 3, I'd be like, man, it is a driveway. Like, it's my property.
All right, man.
I'm not like losing my top over it or anything.
Perfect. Exactly how I'd expect you to handle that. So
Yeah.
how would you handle this? All right, so you're working at a bar.
Yep.
All right, you're bartending, okay?
Okay.
And you're wearing like a snug-fitting shirt like so. Like, the muscles are out, the veins are out and all that. Right? You're a muscular guy. It's clear let you lift weights.
Okay.
And a guy comes in with his girlfriend, and he's swole. Arms on, big. And he comes right up to you, and the first thing he says is, yo, how much do you bench? But that's not the question. So you kind of fight that out, whatever, not as much as you,
Okay.
And then he shows you a picture of himself, shirtless in the mirror, just flexing. And he's swole. And he goes, yo, dude, what do you think I need to work on?
First of all, how you talk to people. Let me start there. Nothing about this conversation is okay so far.
How you socialize?
Gee, first of all, put your phone away. I don't want to see that. I mean, dude. This dude's bigger than I am.
Yeah, and he's like, wants you to say it.
Yeah.
Like he wants you
He
to
wants to hear like, oh, nothing,
compliments.
dude. You look great. I don't know what he's fishing for out here.
He's
But
waiting for that hard compliment.
you're not gonna get anything too.
You're not
You're not gonna get too much from me if you're looking to get praised over here.
Bro.
I don't know, man. Whatever you feel like you need to work on is probably the
Hey,
right
man, what do you think I need to work on here?
Like your whole situation,
How you deal with people.
everything.
Okay.
The only thing you need to work on is how you approach me the next time.
The next time you walk in
Make
this
sure
bar,
that's different. And
All right.
You'll be all right.
you're in Macy's or something like that.
Yep.
And you see someone.
Shoplift.
Doing a little shoplifting action.
Okay.
What do you do?
Oh man,
Yeah.
this might be the toughest one thus far for me. Because I'm really not the type to go and get somebody and be like, yo, buddy, over here's. Unless he's got a gank of clothes. He's got like a whole pile stuffed in his pants and be like, yo, it's like a couple of racks worth of material he's walking out of here
Yeah.
with.
Straight up.
Might have to go. I don't know, dude. I'm really not the type. I'm really not the type. Isn't it somebody's job to be on the lookout for that stuff?
But you found yourself in a position.
If it were a mom and pop store, there's no question.
Yeah.
That
Yo.
Hey, yo, what do you think you're doing? What do you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it's Macy's? You're a little more hesitant.
I'd probably mind my business, to be honest. Yeah.
You wouldn't say anything to him, like, yo, man, what do you?
Depends on how close I am to him.
Yeah.
Because I'm imagining it like I see him from here to the wall, which is like a good 60.
That's not how I imagined
50,
it.
60.
Yeah, that's not how I imagined it when I explained it to you. I'm thinking you looking at the same rack, like really proximity.
Okay, yeah. No, I'd probably give him like a yo. Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah. Chill out with all that.
You thief.
I don't know, like I'm about to pay for my stuff, so
You criminal. Yeah, right.
you either go somewhere a little cheaper or just
Go to
not
work.
do that. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
Go get money somewhere. All right, Landon, this is a nice one for you.
Okay.
So you're at a party. You're doing your thing.
Getting it
You're
in,
vibing.
huh?
You're doing you. You're
Okay.
doing you, okay? A girl you've never seen before comes up to you and just grabs you and just starts,
grabs.
goes in and starts smooching on you, just going full frontal on you. What do you do?
Right now, there's nothing that could turn me off more than some sloppy, trashed makeouts.
Yeah.
Unconsensual
all over
makeouts.
here. Okay,
no.
first of all,
yeah. I'm right there.
The worst
right,
thing you could have. If you're trying to like
First of all, let
make
me
an advance
breathe.
on me,
Yeah.
it's the worst thing you could have done.
Seriously, too. No, I'm not feeling that.
So what do you do afterwards? Do you choose her? Do you try to teach her a lesson? Or are you like, yo, never again?
Yeah. I'm a respectful dude, so I'd be like, probably have to give like, yo, like, chill out. Like, I'm not on that. Like, you need to chill out. And then I'd probably make my way somewhere else and just avoid that whole situation.
Right.
Ideally.
Obviously, there's variables that we're not taking into account.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a few rum and cokes deep.
Maybe she's highly attractive.
Maybe she's really attractive.
In which case, the tables turn a little bit. And if it's like well, it is what it is. I guess it depends.
There's
variables. Yeah.
Perfect, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's WWLCD. Let's merge in here to the B&P takeaway, man. The body and philosophy takeaway.
Give it to him.
Okay, cool, guys. So, consistency. And I always talk about consistency is your superpower. It does not take a genius. It does not take a genius to fail over and over again. In fact, it takes someone who's not that smart to fail continuously. But that accumulation of those failures and what you learn from that can come together and give you a superpower if you're consistent with it, right? Because resiliency and consistency, when combined, can bring you anything in this world. Everybody was an idiot before they were a genius. So if you fail again, and you have the gall to be resilient time and time again and consistent, to consistently fail and learn from that, with those two things, those are your superpowers. So if you keep those in the forefront of your mind, consistency and resiliency in this life, I don't care where you come from. I don't care how stupid you are. I don't care how low your IQ is. I don't care if you failed every class you ever took. If you're consistent and resilient, you can get exactly where you want to get. You feel me?
I feel you.
You feel me? Because I'm like, dude, I'm not gifted in the classroom or anything like that. I'm a journalist, but I'm sitting here making remedial grammar issues all the time. It's my senior year, right? But I can go and get help on that paper constantly, keep failing and getting help. And eventually, that paper will be exactly where I want it to be and where those geniuses are.
I was not ready for that.
That's
a great minute that you just spit. I'm ready to go chase after something.
Do something.
Yeah. Please get out of here. Episode 6, Body and Philosophy. Landon Crosley.
Reed Peters. Yeah.